Hey, good morning. It is Friday. Doesn't that make you feel good? It's going to be a great weekend as we approach this. But one thing you need to be aware of, umbrella. Carry that with you. I'm pretty sure a rain jacket, especially if you're in emergency services, you may need that. Right, Odie?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. You never know when you'll have to get out and stand in the rain for a few hours. This should begin sometime after 10 o'clock today. We'll get into your forecast here in just a moment as we begin Friday. A great day. Already, April the 25th. Can y'all believe that? This year is clicking on by. We've got all the headlines what went on yesterday. We had number 5 in Meridian yesterday, our 5th murder of the year. We'll tell you about that coming up very shortly from now at the top of the hour. Join us, won't you? Let's shake things off and get a good word for the day. Let's go hear Brother Ben, Collinsville First Baptist.
This world is filled with fakes, frauds, and those who are easily fooled. It's filled with people who willfully want to prey upon your hopes and dreams, but also those who are just deceived and ignorant and don't know any better. One of the areas of our greatest hope is in the return of Jesus Christ. So, of course, we should expect there be some shenanigans going on around this expectation. And so the Holy Spirit tells us through Apostle Paul in 2 Thessalonians 2, now we ask you, brothers, with regard to the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our gathering together to Him, that you not be quickly shaken in your mind or be alarmed, whether by a spirit or a word or a letter as if from us, to the effect that the day of the Lord has come. Let no one in any way deceive you. You see, the truth of the matter is that people have been deceived throughout the ages since Christ came the first time. People have claimed to be the second coming of Jesus. People have claimed to know the future date of the second coming of Jesus. Others have claimed the second coming of Christ has already happened, and somehow you missed it. Beloved, listen to me closely. Let no one deceive you to the effect that the day of the Lord, the return of Jesus, has already come. How do I know this? Look, I know this because the second coming of Jesus will bring about an unmistakable, worldwide, world-changing, age-ending moment. The book of Revelation says that Jesus will be coming with the clouds and every eye will see Him. There'll be no secret second coming. The whole world will know. And the second coming of Jesus will not be inconsequential. No, He's bringing all the dead saints with Him to resurrect their bodies. He'll rapture up the living saints to meet Him in the air to return to earth with Him. He'll bring a complete end to this age and usher in the eternal kingdom of God on earth. Heaven will join earth and all the wicked will be put away, laid low in hell. So the second coming of Christ will be unmistakable and will change the world forever. But until then, there will be deceivers coming along saying Jesus has already come again. That's why Jesus Himself told us in Matthew 24, then if anyone says to you, behold, here's the Christ, or there He is, don't believe him. For false Christs and false prophets will arise and will show great signs and wonders so as to deceive, if possible, even the elect. So there you have it straight from Jesus' mouth. Beloved, Jesus is indeed coming again, and when He does, the whole world will know it. Until then, don't be deceived. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. Brother Ben, they'll be opening up church services Sunday morning. I'll be around 10:15. I hope you can make it to that or maybe listen to it online. Well, I see a lot of people are up. Good morning to y'all. Diane, I see Patrick is joining us. Mark, Joy, Mr. Allen, good to see y'all. As we said, we'll get into your forecast here in a little bit. We do have fog around the state. We'll look at that as well when we get into our forecast coming up there. This concerns me. We were at lunch the other day and brought this up. We have heard numerous executive orders signed since January, haven't we? Probably a record number. But how many laws have we seen signed into law? Well, it's very few, and I'll give you the number here in just a moment as to what Congress has done. What this tells us is if there's another group that goes in, everything that's been done can be unraveled. An executive order basically is only good while a sitting president is there. We saw, as you know, when Trump took over, he rescinded a lot of executive orders that Biden had done. Congress needs to get their act together. You're ahead by a wee point, and if something isn't done, all of this will be unraveled at midterms. This time last year, his first term, I want to make sure I'm reading this right. as of right now, Congress has only given 5 bills to President Trump. Same time his first administration into it, he'd signed 24. They're not really doing what they should. What are we, 1 or 2 ahead on that deciding line? They're not working together for the betterment of the country. Neither side is, but they better get it together or everything will be unraveled at some point, whether it's 4 years or 8 years from now. Nissan, if you remember, they were looking at back earlier part of the year of doing a merger with Honda. It didn't work out. They are now reporting losses, record losses, up to $5.2 billion. Whew, that's a lot of money. They're trying to reconstruct. They're closing factories in Japan, trying to put it together to save the company. We wish them luck. It's been around a long time. It's the 3rd largest in Japan. I don't really know how to even say this. Seattle, Washington. Y'all know where I'm talking about? I just really never would see this happening in the South. Now, we all have parks, but Seattle, as we look to this, and I'll do my very best to word this carefully. They've got in their hometown a nudist park. I'm not lying. No, it's a nudist park where people go and do whatever they do in those. The problem is they're having an abundance of men driving to the nudist park during the middle of the day to watch people there, and some bad things are happening in the car. It gets worse than that. To try to deter this, someone suggested putting a playground there. Did y'all hear me? Really, they really need to work on this in Seattle.
You did say Seattle.
It is Seattle. That's on the left side of the U.S. of A.
At the top.
And it's very left, very left. Words cannot describe that. It just really cannot. Someone needs to go and educate them on right and wrong. A lesson. I'm not sure it would help, but bless them. That's just awful. Meta, which owns Facebook, is getting ready to lay off some more employees, and this is going to be coming from the Reality Lab. Now, Facebook has bought a lot of things over the last 3 to 4 years, as WhatsApp, a couple of others also, and one called, they bought this Supernatural VFR game. They paid $400 million for it. They're cutting back on that. It didn't quite working as well as they thought they would. It was a supernatural group to where they invent games. They're going to be laying off some people. It didn't work out so well there. NFL drafts went on last night. There's a lot of people that are happy about all that. We'll move right along on that one. Even I can't come up with good words on that. And there's always, I give Trump kudos where it is. He really, in my opinion, respects those who have served our country. They had an autograph signing session this week in the Oval Office. One of the guys that went there was a veteran who had lost his leg. He had a prosthetic leg, and he asked the president would he sign it, and he did. He took it right off and handed it to him at the Oval Office. And he said, never did I think my leg would be sitting on the desk of the sitting U.S. president. It's pretty neat there, humbling for someone who gave so much for their country. That is true. Again, this is not final before I do. This is just hints. As some hints of what went on in Jackson, Mississippi last night. Well, that's a big one we'll have to tell you about. Evidence is coming out, and again, it's not 100% complete, but it looks as though the taxpayers may have paid for all of this impeachment process where they were trying to get rid of Trump the first time. USAID or USAID, however you want to say that group, it was funneled and it was distributed to go against him. Again, that hasn't been totally proven, but there is evidence indicating that now. Your tax dollars put into a slush fund. Imagine that. Oh, we've all seen those where hammers cost $25,000. You don't believe that, do you? Nor do I. Do you remember when Biden was getting ready to leave and he signed those mass get out of jail free cards? We have one of the first that is coming back to haunt us as we see that an illegal immigrant that was released under this sexually assaulted a young boy. Again, that left. This is good. A Texas wildlife refuge has been renamed for a murdered 12-year-old little girl that was brought up earlier this year, Jocelyn Nungray. They unveiled the signage this week, and it says her life mattered. It did. That's very touching that they've done that for her. Trump is throwing this out there, and I think there's a lot that college is a great thing. For those that have minds that want to educate themselves and go far, it is one of the most wonderful things. There's another group of Americans that go to work that use their hands that are also just as important to our society as anybody with a piece of paper. But over the last few years, the last decade, we've seen these pieces of paper not mean as much because y'all watch what goes on, don't you? Used to, you mentioned the name Harvard, boy, you were one smart cookie. Nowadays, it's just a liberal mess. Trump is calling it a threat to democracy at this point. They're trying to have those. Anyway, he's taking away funding. Y'all have seen these stories lately. Again, there's nothing wrong with having a college education. There's nothing going to work using your hands. There's a lot of business owners that don't have that piece of paper, that are millionaires. Always remember, a piece of paper does not make you any better than anyone else. I've seen it all my life. A Massachusetts mother has fell 75 feet to her death. She was hiking with her children. And we mentioned this a few weeks ago. We're going to see more and more of this as America takes, as the summertime comes and they go to the trails and the parks. Be careful, be careful. It looks as though this is going to happen for Jelly Roll. I could look up his real name, but you know, the new country rapper, whatever music he does, seems to be a nice guy, but he's got marks from his past. As a teenager, he done a lot of bad things. He was arrested. He's got a rap record a mile long. He's a good singer. It's just not my type of music. It's passed the parole board. It is now sitting on the governor's desk for him to be pardoned of all crimes and his record be clean. Now, I'll give him this. He's out all the time talking to kids about what to do, what not to do. He's trying to be an example. And I'm proud of him for that. Well, let's hope that he gets this. It shouldn't be long, I don't think. I think he'll get that. Whooping cough cases have doubled over the last year, the CD data shows, the CDC. I think I said that correctly there. Again, we see a lot of Americans, and I've seen this growing over the last 10 years, especially this measles thing, to where a thing came up to where people just didn't trust getting shots anymore. I'm afraid in some of these cases, and I didn't agree with the COVID thing, and I think most of us don't. But most of this stuff prior to this was proven. And if you don't get vaccinated for it, it could hurt you. Measles is a serious thing. The polio shot, y'all remember that? It saved a lot of lives. But again, let's go back. I think we're learning that America was pushed in to the COVID thing and told that it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. We're learning it was not. Langley Air Force Base, one of the aerobatic pilots, has crashed ahead of this weekend's show. Horrible accident that happened there. It happened yesterday afternoon in Virginia. We hate that have to report that. That did happen. We see it at air shows each year of that happening. We're expecting over 200,000 people to line the halls to pass before the Pope before he's laid to rest. And again, tomorrow that will be covered. I'm reminding you, on Saturday is when he will be laid to rest. It will be an all-day media event. Expect most anything that you see to bring this up. It will be there. Google, they're forcing folks to come on back to work. They got to be there at least 3 days a week now. I really thought all of that was over and everybody had gone back to work. Apparently not. They're trying to get them there. Steve McMichael, y'all remember that? Chicago Bears. I meant to mention this yesterday, but he passed away this week at the age of 67. I want to say they were in, was it Hank Jr.'s video way back when? I can't remember which video it was, but I can remember them throwing the football. We Are Young Country. Maybe that was it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but he's passed away. We have a teen charge, this New Jersey fire that's burned over 13,000 acres. A 19-year-old is being charged with setting these fires. Ooh, boy. That's massive, to say the least. Illinois Lieutenant Governor getting ready to run for a Senate seat. Dick Durbin has announced that he is not going to run in Illinois. The Lieutenant Governor jumping out there on the limb and throwing her name in the hat for that. That's going to be quite the race to win that. Now, I've watched this off and on, and each day I've meant to bring this up. Madison, Wisconsin, the Army base commander has refused. Well, let me just put it this way. She had, on every base that you go in, when you go in, there's always the president's picture there. She had the president's face and picture turned to the wall to where you couldn't see it. Guess what she's no longer in charge of?
That base.
Whoops. Can't be doing that. Old Pete came to the rescue and took care of that little problem for him there. Now, I'll bring this up before we get into the weather. Massachusetts. A woodpecker has been charged with destroying 20 cars. No, I'm serious. He just flies up and just pecks on them and has really destroyed about 20 cars. I think in the deep south, he would have probably already been handled by now. By means that, well, Massachusetts may not like, but he would have been handled in the south, and we'll leave it at that.
Tougher than woodpecker lip tearing up a metal car.
That is tough, tearing up a metal car. Y'all have heard them on those light poles, haven't you? I'll say this, and we'll talk a little bit more about this in a little bit. Have y'all heard of all those gunshots that rang out in Jackson, Mississippi last night? Richland? And I got this from 3 to 4 sources. It's not confirmed, but the person that was doing all this might have been on a watch list. Similar to a situation that was going on here a week or so ago. Highway 49 Richland is where that all went down last night. Multiple agencies was called into this last night to Jackson, Mississippi. My, oh my, what's in the water in Mississippi? There's threats nationwide, and I urge you, watch what you're doing. We don't know what everything is going on, but it seems to be Mississippi. It's got something in the water right now. Watch what you're going and what you do. If you see something that is way out there, say something to somebody. We need our places in our areas well taken care of. And that's just a hint. We won't have everything with these stories, but there's something in the water. Just watch Mississippi wherever you are. We'll be right back as we get into our forecast.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Those record highs and record lows was 1958, it was 91 today. Back in 12, a cool day of 37. As we look at this outlook, we should be somewhere anywhere from 83 to 84, depending upon where you're standing. As we look at this, we'll show that we got more rain at Meridian and northward. It gets a little bit heavier if you get into the Mississippi Delta for today. Now, we've got a 70% chance of showers throughout this area, most likely to begin after 10 a.m. Slight chances early, but again, the heavier stuff should move in after 10 o'clock throughout the afternoon. We'll look at that breakdown of that. Here's what we've got for Alabama, 83 in Demopolis. We'll see 81 in Birmingham. And again, that line there at Tuscaloosa, northward across Gadsden, getting those showers there. Now, as you can see, Alabama a little bit more ahead of Mississippi on their updates. As we look for today, kind of mild there. It's extremely hot in East Georgia. Up through the Carolinas, it's going to be hot over there, as we'll see low to mid 80s throughout most of Mississippi and Alabama. Now, as we look at our 7-day forecast, here's what we got. Today, 83, 63 for tonight's low, 60% chance on my radar. As of a few minutes ago, the National Weather Service still called it 70%. As we look to Saturday, we'll have a 40% chance into Sunday as well. High both days is identical, 86 with nighttime lows of about 63. As we look to Monday, it's great weather. We're warming back up. 88 come Monday, and it'll stay that way all the way through Wednesday, Thursday. 87 as we start to see more rain moving in next Thursday into that forecast. That outlook all the way will drop to 82 after that rain moves in and stay in those low to mid 80s there for about a week, all the way through May the 9th. Graduations are coming, y'all, as May rolls in. Be ready for that. Slight chances of shower there. As we look at our fishing forecast today, the wind's going to be kind of calm, becoming south around 5 miles an hour. As we look at major times to fish today, around 10 o'clock today, it should be great, 10 to 12, with a minor time to fish this afternoon around 5 o'clock. From 5 to 6 should be pretty good there after you're off work. Sunrise hit at 6:13. We'll have daylight until 7:32 as that sun starts to go down. That's not going to be bad, is it? I didn't think so. Let's take a quick look at radar so we can see everything that's going on. I have to find there it is. Let me go back over here to radar. You ever had something change the color of what it was? It did on me on that. All right, let's see what we got here. Look at our alerts, where you can pull this up and see what we've got today. As we show here, showers already in the Mississippi Delta, Greenville, Cleveland, Grenada getting rain, Kosciuszko just to the west of you getting some rain now. We have this back around Monroe as well, not as heavy as we have up in the Mississippi Delta at this point. Clarksdale had some showers go through there. We even have a tiny shower this morning showing up in between Decatur and Union there on Highway 15, 492, a few showers, a little slick spot there if you're traveling along on that road. And we're starting to show some just west of Highway 15 as you move into Winston County. Here's Noxapater. This is going to be right along here if you're on Highway 395 in Winston County. A little bit of a shower right there around Shiloh Baptist Church as well. Use those as some landmarks to know kind of where it is this morning. Let's look at some of this fog that we've got. Boy, look over here to Alabama, Crestview. Ooh, just east of Bama, Andalusia. All of these areas there around Mount Olive, Alabama. Heavy, heavy fog there. Can hardly see. We've got a little bit showing up in the Chattanooga area and showers around Jackson, Tennessee as well. And Conway, Arkansas. Barely see her as well. Texas has got a little bit just east of Houston. And Austin does this well this morning as well. So that's a quick look at what we have. Already at 6:54, we want to say good morning to all our WMOX radio listeners. Thank you all for joining us today. We'll be joining. Lisa, how are you doing there? Nice to see you. We've got coffee brewing. We're going to be up in just a moment live with the morning show. That girl should stumble in any minute with a curling iron.
Any day now.
Any day now. That was Ronnie Millsap, if I remember right. I'm probably getting old. No one else knew that song, did they? Oh. It's tough.
To know as much about music
that nobody else cares anymore. What was he also had? I'll be a legend in my own mind. Ronnie Millsap. I'll be a legend in my time. Something like that. Even Odie doesn't know that. Wow. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it every morning, you letting us into your homes and houses and cars, wherever you may be. We'll be back live in just a moment as we kick off the morning show live at 7 o'clock. It's Fun Friday. We'll see you then.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.